If it's doing it, I hope it is. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people. I'm Bonnie Gillespie, and we are going to do some astro reframes today. Astro reframes are really fun. I love them a lot. And basically, it's just how can we take a look at things that we might normally or typically or per social media label as not so great, and flip them around, look at them differently, do a little reframe so that we can look for the opportunity in whatever the thing is. In fact, the astrological scapegoat du jour is Mercury retrograde. And I love Mercury retrograde. Love it. I don't have a natal Mercury retrograde. Let me know in the chat if you have Mercury retrograde in your natal chart, meaning in your birth chart when you were born. Mercury, which is either in the sign of your sun or one before or one after. That's Mercury can only ever be in the same sign as the sun or the one before it or the one after it ever, because where it is geographically, astronomically. And so if you have Mercury retrograde in your natal chart, in general, you're going to do better when Mercury goes retrograde every few months. We get like 3, sometimes 4 in a year, depending on how early and late in the year they start each year. But we always get 3. We sometimes get 4 a year, and they last about 3.5 weeks. And it's an illusion. It's not really turning backwards, but because Mercury is the ruler of communication, we can often get a lot of snags in our communication, in our technology, in our just day-to-day scheduling things, getting together with folks, trying to connect and make something happen. And why did you think I meant that coffee shop when of course I meant this coffee shop? And why did you think I meant 2 p.m. when of course I meant 2 a.m.? Things like that. So if you could take a look at some of the Mercury retrograde snags as opportunities to look at things more creatively, take a look at communication through another lens, consider what a more atypical experience of communication could be, you actually begin to understand that Mercury retrograde is an incredibly creative time. It is an opportunity for us to revisit. The re in retrograde is a great reminder that we can take a revisioning of something, we can look at something with a different set of eyes, through a different lens, some kind of new perspective. Like we're always used to reading left to right. What happens if we start reading right to left? And I'm not suggesting that you go and literally start doing that. However, it could be a really fun creative exercise just to allow yourself to see things differently and maybe find that Mercury retrograde is a great friend to you. It is something that comes and visits every few months to give you the opportunity to slow down, use the snags that happen and the miscommunications that happen to afford you more time and more opportunity to look at things differently. You know, I love, back in the before times when I used to go places and meet people, I would love going early and taking my journal. And then if the person's running late, I'm like, oh my God, look at all this bonus time that I got to spend in my journal, or to just people watch, or maybe to do a creative writing exercise of some sort, because I'm always writing, always writing, always writing. And I have like a stack of journals over there that you wouldn't believe. And the stack of journals over there are the ones that have been filled up just in the past few years, because the main collection is in a cabinet over on the other side of the bed. And by the other side of the bed, I mean on Keith's side of the bed, so I can't even get over there anymore because of like all of Keith's stuff. And in there's a cupboard that has all of these journals from forever ago, because I started keeping a journal when I was in single digit ages and just never stopped. But I love having the opportunity to say, wow, someone's running late. What a gift of time that is. Or if I've shown up someplace and we miscommunicated about even meeting at all. I used to do this a lot. If I would walk over to meet my Pilates trainer and she was like, oh God, I messed up the schedule. I have another client right now. I'm so sorry. Can we reschedule? And then I go, great. And I would walk home, and I'd walk home slowly. I would stop in the park. I would sit and watch. I'd maybe text myself some things that I wanted to put in my journal, because I didn't take my journal to go to a Pilates workout, of course, but I just would use that time to say, I wonder what the gift is in this hidden time, this extra time that I didn't make for myself, but that got made for me because of this miscommunication. Just something to maybe consider. Showing up on a Zoom and someone's not right on time, instead of going, "Ugh, where are they? And what should I get started because they're not here yet?" It's like, how about use that time to just go, have a hug to myself today. And I'll ask you, have you hugged yourself today? Even if you have, do it again, because it feels good. And could I take this time to maybe just look at things differently, check things out that I normally would not have seen, consider what gift the world might be giving me through this extra bonus time. Thank you for joining me in the chat. Thank you for joining me in replay. Hey, replay crew, please leave your comments below. I always circle back around and check on you to see if you have any questions or any contributions to the dialogue that you would like to have with me, because big fun. Let's talk. And of course, join us at our Chart Harmony Discord server if you would like to continue conversation like right after we do this live stream. And let me see who is here. Hello, Danielle. I'm so glad you could make it. Hello, Rain. Isn't it a great shirt? My cousin Joni sent me this shirt. And technically, I don't blame Mercury retrograde, as you know from my reframes. I credit Mercury retrograde with a lot of things, but my amazing cousin Joni, who is ruled by Mercury for her sun, not her rising, but her sun is ruled by Mercury. She sent me this, and of course I love it. It's wonderful, and it feels really good. This is like a yummy, like buttery kind of fabric that I feel so good in it, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be a good sleep shirt after I'm done wearing it in front of people. And I'm not done wearing it in front of people yet because it's still too nice. Let's see. Hey Jackie, so glad you made it. Yes, cinnamon incense. Oh, good. I love that. I put some. So I made a little concoction yesterday. You took yesterday to take the covers off all of my crystals because I had covered them all for eclipse season, and just like put them to bed, let the eclipses, let the crystals not soak in any of that intense and unpredictable lunar energy of the eclipses. And so I just put the crystals in bed, put them in their little sheet coverings. I just use pillowcases. I put pillowcases over my altars and over my crystals. And as I was going through and doing the uncovering and cleaning and moving things around and asking the crystals if maybe they wanted to be in a different configuration or in a different room or on a different altar or put away for a little while, all that, one of the things that I did was I made a potion out of a bunch of essential oils that I had looked up for a very specific thing and what they are known for. And cinnamon was one of the ones that I used. And I put, instead of a carrier oil, I put them into some Egyptian magic. And Egyptian magic, y'all have heard me talk about it before. I'm just like obsessed with Egyptian magic. It's so good. And this is a teeny tiny container. I have a medium container, and then I have like super large container. I have it in every room because it's so good. And I was like, I wonder, I had like just a little bit left in a medium container, and I was like, I wonder if I could do something like this. And so I was like, I'm not going to be upset if this doesn't work because I'm not using too much of the product to try it out. And so I put all the oils that I had blended together into the Egyptian magic, and then swirled it all around, and then capped it and put it in the fridge. And I have been getting it out every few hours and just putting a little bit on my temples and a little bit back here behind my ears. And it is so refreshing and so yummy. And I think I may be onto something that is going to enter me into my era of making lotions and potions and things, and doing things like under certain woo weather astrological configurations, and maybe making some things that I share with others. We shall see. So I'm in a tinkering mood. We'll see what happens. But cinnamon was definitely one of the ones that I used. Hello, Donnie. Oh, it is so good to see you, sweetheart. Hello. Thank you for joining me here. Yes, you use it for the slowdown too. Danielle, it's nice, right? To be able to just kind of go, everybody's going scurry, and my head, like, the sky is falling, and I like that everything's so wonky. And it's like, yes, things are always wonky. If you look hard enough, you will find something wonky, even on days when it seems like everything is going okay. You can find wonky, or you can find what a great opportunity to disconnect from all of that swirl and just use the time to observe, to check in. New app, not new app, new to me app, How We Feel. And I forgot to check in on it this morning. I'm supposed to do a morning check-in, an evening check-in, and a late night check-in in my How We Feel app. And I love it. It also includes body check-ins. Really great. It's free. You can opt out of all the AI stuff. You can just tell it, I don't want any of you, and it will not even take you into the part of the app that can do that. And I appreciate that. If an app is going to force AI on me, I'm going to be like, we're done. I don't need that app. But if an app is going to say, we know you probably don't want AI, but in case you do, here's some places you could turn that on. And I'm like, nope, we're good. And they go, great, no worries. We're not going to push it on you. And they don't. And I love it. I also love that I'm seeing the patterns in how I feel at certain times of day, or depending on what I'm doing. If I'm working, or if I'm chilling, or if I'm eating, or if I'm having a conversation with my team or my husband or my animal, all of those things. My husband is my animal sometimes. Haha. But yeah, I love that. Good. Yes, of course. Of course. Hi, Michelle. So good to see you, sweetheart. Happy Friday. Yum, yum. Hello, John. Thank you for joining. It's so good to see you. You got the app, Spanglish? Okay, good. Good. What do you think? Let me know. Yeah, it's called How We Feel. Let me see. I brought up a bunch of things. So today, just so we know, we are doing reframes, which means those of you here in the live chat, if you've got an issue that you're like, this has always bothered me, snagged me, made me feel a certain kind of way, let's see if Bonnie could give me a reframe on that. Lay it on me. Give it to me in the chat, replay crew, put it in the comments. I would love to be able to help you possibly look at that in a different way. Like, I was born with 15 natal squares, and you can go, wow, that is a lot of squares. Or you can go, what a great constant opportunity to come at things from at least two different directions and meet at that point where the squares meet, and maybe push against each other, maybe have some pressure, maybe create some diamonds from that pressure, but also maybe support one another, hold things up by making a corner out of that connection. Okay, How We Feel, and I know I'm not sharing my screen yet, but I will. There, I'm now sharing my screen. I just put in How We Feel into DuckDuckGo. Please use DuckDuckGo, not Google. Because here you can do things like turn off any of the AI results very easily, unlike other search engines where they're always going to do AI summaries and those things. So howwefeel.org, that is the app. It is available in the App Store for Apple iPhone, and also in Google Play for Android. And it's just super cute. It's got all these little characters, and all these characters represent the four types of feelings. So I used to use Mood Meter, which went 1, 2, 3, 4 quadrants, and this, I am told, is kind of like the Mood Meter for now, because Mood Meter doesn't exist anymore. But I love that, like this, where it's saying spot the patterns. Like, I'm able to see, wow, I have some very clear, out of all the emotions I could pick, I keep picking some of the same ones, and I'm like, yeah, because they're really descriptive of how I'm feeling, but they are, I'm able to see, like, what is the actual definition of that word? And am I really worried? Am I concerned? Or am I peeved? And I'm like, ooh, peeved. I may be peeved more than worried, things like that. Anyway, so there's a whole bunch of privacy stuff in here that you can learn and check out. And this is not an ad. I do not get anything for suggesting this. I just think knowing how we feel is always a good idea. I pulled up, before starting today, this blog post that I wrote back in December of 2023 called About the Astrology of 2024-2026. And what I did in this is the first full line is the woo weather from 2024 through 2026, took a look at the woo weather from 2020 through 2023 and said, hold my beer. Yeah, there are multiple once-in-a-lifetime transits happening all within months of one another, and many of them have the planets moving out of slow, receptive, measured positions into fast, assertive, unpredictable ones. So I just want to say we are exactly where it was advertised we would be by March of 2026. March is a nice breather, though. I'm looking at the current woo weather right here. March is actually, once we got on the other side of that eclipse that happened on March 3rd, we are now entering a pretty mild astrological month overall. There are some interesting features to it, but compared to February, March is low key. It is, yeah, it's a little bit of a breather, and we need it because the April 2026 woo weather it's doing the most. It's doing the most, and it's doing the most really fast. So if you liked the speed of February's woo weather, if you liked the constant, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, of the news in February, well, you get to have a little upgraded experience of that in April of 2026. So just make sure you have your tools checked in. Like, what are your tools that you use when you need to calm down from all the things that are going on? The How We Feel, formerly known as mood meter experience, is great. Journaling is great. I love it. I have things here I'll use this shoulder. This is a fountain with a waterfall in it, and I love just the sound of that trickling water. That really helps me feel soothed and relaxed. I am a chart that is mostly air and water, and so the flowing of the water in that little fountain there helps me feel connected and grounded. It helps get that water flowing rather than stagnant and holding emotions that I don't necessarily want to hold on to all that much. What are some of your practices for making sure that you can feel connected with yourself and not so affected by all the things that are happening all the time? What are some of your nervous system tools? I'd love to know, and I'm of course can help you with that. Let's see. You downloaded the app. You got it. Boom. Just like that. Great. I'm enjoying it because life is kind of crazy right now. So just being able to slow down and identify where I'm at is helpful. I agree. Hang on, I didn't do my check-in. Like, even just saying it to y'all, and I'm like, oh, I didn't do my first check-in today. And I'm like, oh no, I feel like, oh, do I need to go do that? And I'm like, no, I'm not in a relationship with the app where I'm in trouble if I don't do it. And I'm not mad at myself. But what I did was I went, let's clock. How am I feeling? Let me notice. And it's not because I'm going to try and make up for what should have been a morning check-in. It's just the whole point of the app is it's a reminder to check in and go, how am I feeling? And where am I holding my feelings, like in my body, if I am? And by the way, I'm super hoarse because we've been having Santa Ana winds. Santa Ana winds are so extra. Oh my God. So I need to stay hydrated a lot. The Santa Ana winds are so drying, and we've been having them for the past couple of nights. And it's like as soon as the sun sets, the wind just start whipping around, and we in our few open windows across the beach facing side of the place, we've got like wind chimes and blinds and shades are going because of all the wind, and you could just hear the palm fronds dropping down below, like they're just falling from the trees because the Santa Ana winds whip through, and they are fast, and they are a lot, but incredibly drying. And so I go, okay, remember, you need more water than you think you do. Yes, you already live in the desert, but during Santa Ana winds, you need even more water. Eclipse season, you need a ton of water. So I'm just like, okay, all the water, all the time. You're not late, but you did miss your shout out. It's good to see you, Joni. Yep, I'm glad you are here. You did indeed get shout outs. You did. Okay, good. You downloaded it too? Fantastic. Yay, I love it. Okay, so what was that? Oh, that was outside. Okay. Oh, no, that was my husband shushing the dog because there are dogs outside, and now I can hear the dogs outside. And so what that means is my dog was going, I need to growl at the dogs outside. And of course, my husband going, shh. And I'm like, what's happening? What's in my apartment? What am I hearing? Other people in my space. Yes. You will have to rewatch from the start. You'll enjoy it. Yes. Okay. To calm myself today, I made a citrus simmer pot to make me take deep, clean breaths. Awesome. I love that. That is a really, really good way to do it. I love that. Just like I keep essential oils near me wherever I am. And the one that I keep closest to me when I'm in here is the one called Breathe. And just opening it and breathing it in helps. I mean, wow. It's a blend of things because it's from the doTERRA cult, but it's a blend of oils, which of course I can tell includes peppermint and eucalyptus. I can tell just from opening it. But then there's also Air X is also one of the ones that I keep handy. Oh my gosh, that definitely had dust bunnies on it. That one's got something spicier in it. Oh my gosh. Okay, that one is definitely spicier. Oh, and then lavender. You got to keep lavender around because lavender is good for calming. Oh yeah, that one's really good. But I love the mixture I made, and so I may, and I remember what I put in it, so I may make a thing for people. I may. Okay, excellent. Jackie says, keep reminding myself to slow down by saying there's no emergency at this moment, which helps me to slow down, slow breathing. I like that. That's a really good reminder. Rain, you got the app too? Yeah, I put the link to the app in revisioning, or did I? Did I? I just updated revisioning with some goodies, and I think if I didn't put the link in there, I will be doing so. Tea tree and lemon in Breathe too. Oh yeah, those are good. Finding myself drawn to an oil blend called Sitta. It's Jade Bloom Blend. Love their oils. Thank you. Oh, that's so great. Thank you for sharing, y'all. Okay, so let me show a couple things. One, this is from the Astrology podcast. They did a YouTube post that said planetary alignments from the past that are recurring in the sky now. In 1953, Saturn, Neptune. In 1953, the U.S. coup overthrows leader of Iran. 1979, eclipse in Virgo, creation of current government in Iran begins. Okay, check. 1989, Saturn, Neptune, supreme leader of Iran dies. And 2025, Mars-Uranus square, 12-day war in Iran in June. So that's interesting, those patterns. Yep, you like. Saturn and Aries, I brought that up in case anybody needs it. I made this for y'all. This is the 2026 retrogrades and eclipses infographic. And we are right here in March while Mercury is retrograde and while Jupiter is retrograde for just a few more days. And I'm very excited about Jupiter stationing direct. It's going to do so pretty much on my midheaven, which is great. It's going to be just a little before my midheaven, but what that means is it's going to cross back over my midheaven and my sun, as well as my Mercury and my Mars. But the immediate turn that it's going to make on some really important places in my chart have me already super excited. And I've been feeling this week like that energy coming in my 10th house, because 10th house is career and public eye, the image that we are out in front of the world. Our ambition, career, things like that, reputation. So the March 3rd eclipse, of course, has already happened. The February 17th eclipse has happened. So we're right here if I were to draw a line. Boop, 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 boop. And so you could see we don't have another Mercury retrograde until June 29th through July 23rd. And then we have another one October 24th through November 13th, which is also when Venus is retrograde. And Venus only goes retrograde once every 18 months. So we don't get a Venus retrograde every year. We also don't get a Mars retrograde every year. We get a Mars retrograde every 2 years. We get a Venus retrograde every year and a half. And so this Venus retrograde coming up October, November is going to involve Scorpio and Libra. And I'm going to be re-upping my 44 days with Venus, which is a creation I made 2 or 3, I think 3 Venus retrogrades ago. It is so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's such a wonderful way to show devotion to Venus during that retrograde. We have Saturn retrograde late July, through December 10th. And then we have September 10th to February 8th of 2027, Uranus retrograde. We have July 7th to December 12th, Neptune retrograde. And of course we have Pluto retrograde, May 6th to October 15th. So we're a little staggered here. Usually these kind of hang out together, or they have been for the past few years. They're starting to space out a little more, which is great. But when they're all clustered together, we start to see how, like, if you were born, let's say October 3rd, October 4th, you would have Venus retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Uranus retrograde, Neptune retrograde, and Pluto retrograde all in your natal chart. That's a lot to have retrograde. And if you waited until October 24th to be born, you'd have Mercury and Venus retrograde, plus Saturn, plus Uranus, plus Neptune, but not Pluto. So like when you meet people who have like 5 and 6 planets retrograde in their natal chart and you go, whoa, that's a lot. You also just realize sometimes it stacks up like that. And then what's the reframe for that? If you were born with a lot of retrograde planets, it means that you are going to take a slower road to develop some of these areas that than what is typical. Okay, great. So what's not typical? Creativity. What's not typical? Coming at things from a completely different point of view. Having a worldview that, as an adult, makes you brilliant, makes you genius, makes you sought after, makes you innovative. But when you're a kid trying to assimilate with everybody else who's developing in a certain kind of way, on a certain kind of pace, it can be problematic. And so one of the things that I do with my astrology is try to make things kinder to kids growing up, because I was a kid growing up learning astrology, and there were a lot of things that I was able to take differently because of my awareness of astrology, thanks to my mom. This is an image I made last year when Saturn went into Aries, just to flirt for a little bit. We got a preview of Saturn in Aries last year, and so now we are fully Saturn in Aries and will be for a couple of years. And this is something that I made for y'all over at a blog post that I did on Saturn in Aries. But this takes you through house by house as what is the opportunity that you are going to have for Saturn in Aries in your chart, and it goes house by house. I've also done a live stream that included some of that. This is the Honeycomb Collective timeline for 2026. I freaking love this. The Honeycomb Collective puts together an almanac, the Honeycomb Almanac. Big recommend. It is awesome. It is like a daily journal or a weekly journal or a monthly spread journal. You can get it as a PDF. You can get it in a physical bound copy that they ship to you. But they also put up on their website these free downloads in their resources section. And this is the 2026 astrological aspects at a glance. And you remember how I said that April is going to be a lot. So if we take a look at April, what is some of the a lot? Like, this is changing in May. This is changing in April. This is calming down in April. That's good. This is spiky, spiky, ow, ow, ow in April. And then this has a little station and shadow happening. And this has a little happening. And so we go, okay, yeah, April does look like it's got a lot of things. But so does July. Look at July. Oh my gosh, July has so many things. And then we can go, yep, so does August. Oh my gosh, so does September. Oh my gosh, so does October. Oh my gosh, November, a little bit of a break, sort of. And then December, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, 2026 is not playing with Big Astro. And I'm glad we've had 2025 and 2024 to help us get used to all of this. Here's the good news. Woo weather is going to woo weather. It is always going to be happening, and we live through it all the time, so we can continue to live through it. It's just a matter of what is the perspective that we take, what is the info that this gives us. And this to me is like looking at the Farmer's Almanac, rest in peace. This is looking at the Farmer's Almanac for the entire year. Like, when is it going to rain? When is it going to flood? What do we need to be doing with the crops? What should we plan to maybe plant earlier because of the certain conditions that it looks like we're going to get? And then as far as how do we deal with that on the day-to-day, I don't know. Do I take an umbrella? I don't look at the whole year to decide if I'm going to take an umbrella today. I look at the app for today, or I take a look outside and go, you know what? I'm going to take an umbrella. Or I go, no, screw you. I don't need an umbrella. Boy, when I lived in places that rained, I would get burned by that because I'd go, no, I think we're good. And then we get out there and it's like, it's raining. And I go, well, good. Then I wanted some rain. Let's bring it. But this is available. The site is right here in the corner, honeycomb.co. I love their stuff. Highly, highly recommend. There is their overview of what the eclipse season has been. And we get another one of these happening in August, another set of these eclipses, and so of course we'll talk about that as time gets closer. But this particular screen grab I did was from the Astrology podcast live stream on the astrology behind the fall of public figures during eclipses, and this was a really good slow but short overview. And the reason I say slow but short is because the Astrology podcast content can be a lot. They do a lot of like 3 and 4 hour long videos. This one was under 20 minutes, and I would definitely recommend checking that out if you want some of their goodies. This is now our Pisces retrograde of Mercury. Mercury, we love you so much. Mercury retrograde is right here. Where are we? We are here. We're going to get a CAZIMI tomorrow. that CAZIMI is the midpoint of the Mercury retrograde, and it is a really lucky, auspicious point where the Sun and Mercury come together during the retrograde illusion, and it's a time of great creativity. It's a burst of energy to do both Sun and Mercury things, and so the Sun is like our vitality, our energy, how we show up in the world, our ego, and Mercury is communication, speaking, going on podcasts, being heard, getting out there in the world, sharing our words, writing, all of those things, as well as communication on socials. If you want to do any of that, this CAZIMI that's happening tomorrow at 16 degrees Pisces is going to be about it all. Mercury goes direct on March 20th, but continues in the shadow until April 9th. And so if you celebrate shadows, then you got to remember that March 20th is not okay, dismount, Mercury's direct, we can now do all the things. It is now Mercury is slowly coming out of that illusion and getting back to what looks normal and what we expect out of Mercury. And again, I just treat all of this as it's going to slow down everybody who doesn't bother to know about Mercury retrograde. It's going to snag everybody who didn't bother double checking, triple checking all the things. And then it's going to allow me more space and time and creativity, which I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to take it. The thing that I came over here to show was that I did this in revisioning. And this is what I was saying when I was saying that I put the link to the How We Feel app in revisioning. I don't, now that I'm saying it, I don't think I did, Rain, but I did put up the infographic for the Pisces body. Isn't she pretty? I love her so much. And I started working on the Aries one already, and it's like fire. I showed it to one of my Aries ruled team members who said that looks cool, because I tried to make it look like it was actually on fire, because Aries, and so this one should feel like we're underwater. I don't know. I love being in Canva. I just, that's been my happy place for a long time now. I love my relationship with Canva. It's a good one. I get to create things. It makes me feel like an artist, and my Venus chart ruler really appreciates that. What else do I have open over here for y'all? Oh, March. This is also from Honeycomb Collective. You can get this at honeycomb.co. This is in their free resources section. And we are right here on March 6th. Boop, 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 boop. Venus moving into Aries. She doesn't really like being there. Venus is not great in Aries, but she's very passionate. So if you have been wanting to get some passion going in your love life, Venus in Aries can do it. She's not her best self, but she's very definitely her I will have some sex self. So that can be fun. She's a little out of her element in there, but she'll be having a good time. I just, looking at the woo weather of the month stretched out like this, to me is really fun. I enjoy that. What else did I open up to show y'all? Oh, this is the woo of the now. That here we are with all this water and then also all of this fire. So we have a good amount of things still in Pisces. Some things are starting to move over into Aries. We've got another 13 days of Pisces season, and you can always tell that by looking at the degree that the sun is in, because the sun will go from 0 degrees of a sign to what would be 30 degrees, but at 29 degrees 29 minutes, 29 degrees 59 minutes, it will flip over into the next sign. And so with a 16 degree sun in Pisces right now, we have 13 days left of Pisces season, and then it will be Aries season, the start of the astrological new year. And I love that so much because it is a time of refresh and a time of like, let's start all the things. I love celebrating the astrological new year. Let's see. Okay, cool. Tea tree. Okay, where am I? Oh, me with my natal retrograde Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, moon dust. Really? Okay, so you have superpowers. So one of the things that it means is that you are in your creative zone. You are like in your like natal placements every year when these things go retrograde. So every year when Jupiter is retrograde, you are reconnected to your natal retrograde Jupiter. Like everybody else is feeling like, oh, the luck stopped. All the optimism that I had when Jupiter moved into Cancer, I don't really feel anymore. And it's like, yeah, because it's retrograde. But you're like, I still feel it. In fact, I feel it more because retrograde. So it's like you get like an off season from everybody else experience with that benefic, which I think is amazing. Uranus retrograde. So yeah, that right now is not retrograde, but when Uranus was retrograde before, you were probably feeling a lot of that connecting to your natal placement. And those outers, Neptune and Pluto, yeah, because they are outer planets. They take a long time to do their stuff, so they can be retrograde a long time. And also what it means with natal retrogrades in general, you have a deeper bit of inner work to do. So I also have Neptune retrograde in my natal chart, and I find that relationship is one that requires more inner work than probably I would like because of where it is in my chart. But I know I benefit from doing that inner work. I find that it is beneficial in lots of ways if I will give myself the favor of doing that. And I have a retrograde image. Now I'm going to see if I can easily put my fingers on and show to y'all. And if I can't, we'll do it another time. But I want to go, let me see, what is it? I'm going to look up. Hold, please. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, you are spending a lot of time thinking. Okay, when did I do? Let's see. Was it this one? No. Was it? This one? No. Oh. I found it. 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 I love when I find it. Okay, single page. Change the size. Yes, I know I'm not sharing my screen just yet. I am about to. Thank you so much for your patience during this brief hold. All right. This is from when I did a live stream on being born retrograde. And this is what I wanted to show. Yay! Oh, I'm so glad I kept these. So this is a set of slides that I did from a retrograde live stream back before. I'll link it in the description below for those who want to watch this whole retrograde live stream that I did. But so this first column is the planet. The second column is what the planet is all about. Remember that our chart harmony formula is the planet is the what, the sign is the how, and the house is where it all shows up for us. And so this is all the what of each of these planets. And this third column is what does that what change to when we have natal retrogrades. And so the what of Pluto in a natal chart is a place of transformation. But in a Pluto retrograde natal chart, it can be a place of power struggles. The Neptune direct in a natal chart is a place of storytelling. But in a retrograde situation in a natal chart, it can be a place of self-deception. And the work required is, of course, inner work, because like self-deception is hilarious. It's like cheating at solitaire. Who do you help with that? Like, what's the point? You're playing solitaire to play solitaire, but if you cheat at solitaire, what? Why play? Like, I don't get it. So that's big Neptune retrograde energy there in the natal chart. Uranus is the planet of disruption, and specifically disruption in the quest for freedom. Where can we disrupt in order to become free? And in a retrograde configuration, it can be a place where we're more reckless. There's a recklessness in that part of our chart. Saturn direct is all about structure. Retrograde in the natal chart can be over or under, like we're overly structured or we are deficient in our structure. We can find that Saturn can go either direction with that, and it just depends on what sign it's in, how that will show up in our lives. Jupiter, of course, the planet of expansion and luck and optimism and growth and more. And of course, that can become excessive if retrograde in the natal chart. And excessive is like, you would say, what's wrong with an excessive growth and optimism and more? Oh, I don't know. Put me on a cruise ship and point me at the buffet and I will tell you what is wrong with excessive. I mean, because I'll go, I want to try it all, and then I will, and it's not a good thing. Just ask someone who's like on the floor because they drank too much and they're like, I'll have another shot. Like, the excessive it can be a lot. Mars, of course, is the planet of action and motivation, and it can become self-harm if retrograde in our natal chart. Venus, the planet of love, money, enoughness. We can have low enoughness if it's retrograde in the natal chart. Mercury, planet of communication, and we can experience snags, but more creative communication, and sometimes later to develop our ability to speak. I mean, like, quite literally, we may have been one of those kids that didn't get our words along with everybody else, but then suddenly was speaking in complete sentences and with a really advanced vocabulary. That happens a lot with people who are born with Mercury retrograde. So anyway, there's that slide for a little review on that. Yes. Don't you love Canva? I mean, really? Yes, CAZIMI. Yeah, you can say the CAZIMI is all day during your open house, Michelle. Let me get you the actual time of it so that we know if there's like a peak moment that you want to target. But yeah, it's like everything else in astrology. We are moving toward it, and then it hits at the exact moment it perfects, and then it goes away. And so it's like we're applying and then separating. So we're applying to the CAZIMI, then we get the CAZIMI, and then we separate from the CAZIMI. And so that instant of CAZIMI is like mathematically, literally like just a moment. But in our lived experience, it's a bright spot during the whole day, but the whole day is pretty good. I like tomorrow very much for that. Yep, you're the same as moon dust. Y'all share the same natal retrogrades. Y'all conjunct your moon. Oh, your sweet Capricorn moon. Oh, baby. Okay, so here's your reframe. Your moon believes it needs to work to earn rest. And the reframe is going to be, we already earned all the rest that we ever need to do earning for the rest of our lives. There is now nothing but bonus points. I don't need to earn any rest anymore. I've done already enough work in my life. Being born in this timeline, I already know I've done more work than is ever necessary to earn rest. So from here on out, I can just rest because it's all in the bank. You've already banked it there. Capricorn moon, you've already banked all of the earn that you need. So we're not going to try and reframe that a Capricorn moon thinks you have to earn rest. What we're going to do instead is tell your Capricorn moon, you've already done all that work. You remember all that time when you overworked? Listen, y'all, I do this. I don't even have a Capricorn moon, but I do this because I built an empire on vodka and no sleep. I worked for decades to get my business up to the level that it was. Then I got sober. Then I got kinder to my system everywhere. And I started saying, I'm not going to have to make that so hard. I'm not going to have to work that hard. And I realized I was working toward trying to have, multi-million-dollar business, blah, blah, blah. And then I went, why? Because capitalism, because all the programs say you want to have $1 million business and you want to make $1 million a year every year. And I'm like, I really don't. I think that's a cute little capitalist signature that y'all put on everybody, but I don't think that's actually what I need or want. And when I start to feel guilty about I'm resting too much, I go, that's okay. I earned this rest. I earned the rest from all the times that I sacrificed sleep and my health and my time and my relationships to work. And that feels really good. Like, allow yourself that. And you'll still have to every now and then reapply the mindset part of it, because it is a very well-trained muscle that we have living in capitalist society in general. But just knowing that rest is actually not something we have to earn. It's actually something that is built into us as we require it. It's required in order to heal. It's required in order to reset all of our systems. Work is actually not in our system's requirement. It's only in our collective's requirement, the systems that we modernly created. Okay, cool. Yeah, can you relate to the self-deception? I know, it's real. It's so real. That's mine. I know, I get that retrograde natal Neptune. Same. Whoo, y'all. Okay, Jupiter retro for you, Saturn, Jupiter, Chiron, all retrograde. Y'all, you're going to have to replay. Of course, I will always love saying hello to my replay crew. Absolutely. Of course, of course, of course. Neptune retro, fifth house, so it adds to the self-deception. Danielle, especially being a creative and having it in the fifth house, it's almost like every time you're a little successful as an artist, there's something that says this can't be safe. This can't be okay. I'm lying to myself. I didn't really just book that. I didn't really just do a good job. They don't mean it. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's some chart harmony needed for that fifth house. I would do some sun chart harmony. Danielle, are you Leo? I think I remember you've got some good Leo placements. I would love to see you do some self-care and self-love around the sun. Like pick on Sun's Day, do some things that are specifically fifth house. And just playful. I know with your kiddos, you already do a good amount of stuff that feels really yummy and in childlike glee. But see what else you can do that feels like play and fun for you. I think that will be some really good medicine for you in the fifth house, especially. Let's say I needed to hear that too. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna find your CAZIMI for you. If I put those terms together, Mercury blah, 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 retrograde. Thank you, Mercury. Slow down. Retrograde Uranus, retrograde Neptune, and Capricorn Moon. My Moon thinks I need to earn rest, and let's intensify that with reckless self-deception. You win at Mad Libs, Moondust. You win. That is absolutely one of the Mad Libs statements from your natal chart. Yep. So what would be the way we can flip that? What would be some of the reframed way of coming at that? My Uranus retrograde says break free from any of the systems that I am telling myself I have to adhere to, like internal systems, not just systems out there, but internal systems, rules that I believe have to exist. And then that retrograde Neptune into the storytelling, into the, is there self-deception? Like, am I cheating at solitaire? Just ask yourself that. And as long as you can answer, no, I'm not cheating at solitaire. I'm actually telling myself a different story because it's a more loving thing to do. That's okay. That's not the same as cheating at solitaire. And I think you can catch yourself on that. You're probably pretty good at catching that one. And then on the Moon, it's just, no, I've already earned all this rest. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I have somehow convinced myself that I can't have success without major sacrifice. Yeah, I think a lot of us have that, Michelle. I have to get out of my workaholic mode. Okay, but so Michelle, even that phrase, I have to get out of my workaholic mode, you've turned the fix into more work. I have to get out of my workaholic mode. Nope. How about I relax? I retire from my workaholic mode. Not I have to get out of. Nope. My workaholic mode is still right there, and I'm just gonna pull back. I'm gonna have some popcorn, and I'm gonna watch the comeuppance of all of the political nonsense. Love the comeuppance. Oh my God, I so love a good comeuppance with some popcorn. It's really great. It's my favorite seasoning on popcorn, comeuppance. Ah, that and smoting. Smoting and comeuppance, my two favorite treats on my popcorn while I'm watching the fall of everything. It's amazing. But relax into that feeling. Observe all that workaholism, observe that belief and go, oh, you're cute. You're cute. You're cute. We know that's not true. We know that's not true. Yeah, I know. Leo rising. Okay, so you got it. You got it. Leo, I knew Leo was a big part of your life. So yes, I want you on Sundays because that's the sun's day. I want you doing some specific fifth house play homework, Danielle. You are absolutely welcome. I am so happy to share the chart harmony goodness with you. Let me go over to get the CAZIMI for Michelle. So when are we exactly at our CAZIMI? We are going to go to, actually, let's do it this way because it's going to be tomorrow. And we're going to go, we're just going to go together. We need them to be at the same degree and minute. CAZIMI is about a 17-minute long situation. Dun, 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 dun. We're getting into the evening. It may be after your, yeah, I think it's after your open house, sweetie. Mm-hmm. Do, 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 do. Like, it may even be, oh, wait, no, that I was still on Friday. Derp. It's going to be before. It's going to be before your open house. Here we go. Getting closer. There. 3 a.m. my time. So 4 a.m. your time. Yep. Your day starts after the CAZIMI is exact. So this is what I was advancing. I was advancing the chart just using the clock because for fun. This is what we're looking for right here. The sun at 16 degrees, 52 minutes Pisces, and Mercury at 16 degrees, 52 minutes Pisces. CAZIMI literally means in the lap of the king or in the seat of the sun. There was a time before I had a puppy that I knew I would someday have a puppy, and I was thinking CAZIMI might be a good name for a puppy because it's like the CAZIMI, it's like the burst of luck in the king's lap, in the seat of the sun. This CAZIMI is Mercury right on top of the sun, and it starts 17 minutes earlier than this. And so if I were to go back to, let's see, 52, somebody do math for me, 50 minus, let's see, 49, see, because they're both moving at the same time, 48, 46, that's going to be 12, that is going to be 15, yeah, I want to get to 17, it's late tonight, that is 16, yeah. So we're looking at like pretty much right at midnight for Saturday, midnight Pacific. So right as it turns into Saturday the 7th, we are in that getting within 17 minutes. That's like at 16 minutes away. And that's what we're looking for. 17 minutes is the difference between Mercury and the sun for CAZIMI. And so what that means is it's from 17 minutes coming into it to when it's 17 minutes coming out of it. And so when do we get to the 17 minutes out of it? I'm so glad you asked. All of this to say, Michelle, it's happening long before your open house starts. So now we get Mercury on the other side, and we want to get them, because I think they use they, them pronouns. We want to get them there. That is, yeah, 6 a.m. So 7 a.m. your time, 8 a.m. your time is the CAZIMI is done. Yep. Yep. So, because it is only while the whatever the planet is that's getting in CAZIMI with the sun, it always means with the sun, it is a conjunction that is specific to 17 minutes, which is smaller than even the degree. So when you're looking at the chart wheel and you see the degrees, you want to get the same degree, and then you want the minutes to be 17 apart this way and then 17 apart this way. That is the window for your CAZIMI. It is only a 34-minute long astrologically aspect, but it's really auspicious. Yes. Okay, excellent. Yay! You see the distinction. Thank you. Okay, good. I'm so glad. Anything else? What you got, y'all? And those of you watching in replay, hey, replay crew, please put in the comments below any reframes that you would like, and I will come back and try and help you out. Yep, I didn't really plan a topic today as much as I want to share how we can reframe. And for me, Mercury in general, communication, creativity, can I write from a different perspective? Can I, it's so funny because I was going through some stuff earlier this week that was really stressing me out. And I went, why don't I lay out my cards? Like so many people go to cards, they'll do a card pull and then let that start a journal prompt or a reading or let them get an answer somehow. I'm like, why don't I do that? I have legit, seriously, 20 decks of tarot and oracle cards. Why don't I pull something? And then I didn't even end up doing it, but I just imagined what a card pull would tell me. And I started journaling, and I just journaled and journaled. It's like the tools can be right there in front of you and you're not in the mood to use them, and that's okay. Don't then turn that into, what's wrong with you? Why won't you get yourself out of this situation? You're like, well, maybe I'm in this situation, I'm in this mood because I need to be right now. There's a workout that I'm craving here. It's sort of like when I was learning that wheat gluten is no friend to my digestive system, I kept craving toast, like plain piece of toast. Put a piece of bread in the toaster, toast it, eat it. And I'm like, why am I craving toast? And of course, there's actually a physiological reason for that. When we learn we're allergic to something, we crave it more because the system wants to be sure to build up all the defenses to that thing we're allergic to. So it wants us to almost poison ourselves with whatever it is that we're allergic to so that we can build up all the defenses to it in our system. And then we, of course, at some point cross too far over and get sick. And then that's why we should not have the thing. But the brain is actually telling us, no, you need more of it so that I am sure that I can fight it off when you do have it. And so I try to stay in a place of gratitude when that happens. When I'm in a bad way, I go, oh, I'm trying to build up the immunity to whatever this is for next time. Good job, brain. Very smart. But now let's feel better because I want to feel better. So let's do the thing that feels better. Do you have a song that makes you feel better? I have a playlist of music that makes me feel better. And I actually keep a tab open with the starter song, and I play on YouTube the starter song, and then it says, hey, I've made a mix for you of a playlist using this song as the anchor, and it's different every time. And I go, yes, build it, let's do it. And I wonder if you can make sure that you give yourself gifts like that, especially while all the things are wackadoo out there in the world. And they're going to be wackadoo the whole year. Just so you know, we're going to get a little break this month, but this is when Uranus gets into Gemini in April. It's going to be a time. It's going to be a time. It's going to be a time. I feel like I need a reframe for my moon conjunct retro Jupiter in Scorpio 4th house. Okay, so Scorpio moon, already not the happiest moon. That moon is feeling too many feelings too intensely and feeling shame around feeling all those feelings too intensely. So just for starters, I want you to be doing something for your moon. I want you to be doing something that supports that moon being simple. Scorpio tries to make everything complex and everything too deep. And I think that's great for Scorpio, not great for the moon, because the moon is feeling all the things. And so we want to say to that moon, you don't have to feel all the things. You can just feel a thing. And ask, this is where the mood meter, the How We Feel app would be really great, Danielle, because you're able to just make yourself pick one feeling, even though you could pick multiple feelings layered on top of themselves. Oh, pick one. Pick one. Make yourself pick one. Keep it simple. Baseline criteria with this. That is a heavy area because that Jupiter says to the extreme. And so the moon in Scorpio is already feeling too much. The moon does not like being in Scorpio because Scorpio says, I want you to feel what everybody is feeling and then calculate how is that being used against us and what might be a problem. And that's part of what makes Scorpio a brilliant researcher or detective, but not so great for the moon. Because the moon is like, oh my God, do I need to literally be terrified of all, like I need to be shaking all the time because of all the things. And then Jupiter retrograde goes to the extreme, more of that. And it's like, oh God, the last thing this little moon needs is more. So I would love it if you could just try to isolate those things and say, okay, Jupiter, I'm going to ask you to not touch the moon for a second. And Scorpio, Jupiter, y'all can hang out together over there. I'll come deal with y'all in a minute, but I'm just going to have a little conversation with baby moon. And can you even you know how when you're potty training a pet, when our puppy was going through potty training, which it is true, you do forget, because I'm already I want a puppy and I don't mind potty training. That was so easy. And I'm like, oh my God, it was hell. It was hell. We did not sleep for 4 months with the sweet little puppy going through teething and potty training and all the things that happen when it's a baby. But you know what this relationship is there a way that you can create Like, these are the pee pads. This is the place that's safe for my moon. And y'all, Jupiter, Scorpio, you cannot come over here. I'm just going to isolate moon. And I'm going to say, what is the one feeling you're having? And I think just by identifying that, you're going to allow the moon to feel one thing without the overwhelm, because that's what's happening over here. That Jupiter Scorpio combo is overwhelming. And on its own, Jupiter and Scorpio, not a problem. But moon is really overwhelmed. So how can we make the moon feel safe alone? And then we'll start adding back the other stuff over time. But first, how do we get that moon stronger? Carry moonstone, beautiful stone that you can put in your bra. You can put it in your pocket. You can keep they make a worry stone out of moonstone that's really good. I have this is called rose quartz, but it is smoothed into a heart. This is the kind of thing that you could hang on to. Any kind of quartz will do, but if you can get a moonstone, that would be great. I don't have a moonstone here. I have several out there. But anything that feels soft like this and smooth that you can just hold on to and run your thumb across, that's going to help. Use that How We Feel app, and also wear blue. Even if it's like, if you can't wear blue clothing for whatever reason, can you paint a toenail blue? Can you paint one fingernail blue? Can you put a dot of blue Sharpie on like your wrist or something, like something that helps you connect with that blue chart harmony energy, and do things specifically for that moon. Like, I'm going to take a bath for the moon. I am going to eat some ice cream for the moon. I am going to just close my eyes and float for the moon, and just like do small isolated things. I think that would help a great deal. Okay. Look. Yeah, you're welcome. I just want me old house to sell. Yes. Is that the spell you did? Get your old house to sell? Well, people could be looking at it during Mercury retrograde. Did you put it on the market during a Mercury retrograde? I can't recall, Joni. Because if you put it up for sale during Mercury retrograde last time, you could find that you get an offer during this Mercury retrograde. That sometimes works out like that. Yeah, it can. Pull cards to start each month, each new moon, each full moon, any bad day for a mood, any theme. Good. Card pull. Yes. And now you have an oracle card addiction issue. Of course you do. Because anything worth doing, Scorpio rising, is worth doing all the way to the depths of all the things. I'm surprised you have not created your own deck of oracle cards and started your own oracle card business. And of course, I'm sure we will talk about that if you plan on doing that someday, because that would not surprise me at all. Sounds like a good plan. Yes, sometimes the emotion are just all there at once. Yeah, Danielle, know that. Yeah, Howlite heart pendant, great. Howlite is great. Yes, it can be a little extra on the psychic side of things. So if you're feeling too many things, leave the Howlite pendant off for a little bit while you're dialing this in. But I think just letting your moon feel like a special only child for a little while is going to help. And you're just doing it it's a temporary thing. You're doing it to strengthen her up, and then she'll be able to withstand all of the extra of Jupiter. And I think things will feel better as Jupiter turns retrograde. And I know I just got through telling you that your Jupiter retrograde natally feels better during Jupiter retrograde. What I am saying though is, because you've got it in Scorpio, this Jupiter direct in Cancer is going to be in a trine to your natal Scorpio retrograde Jupiter, and that little burst on Tuesday could be a really nice bringing back together some of that energy. So just, you may only need to do some of that isolating of your moon for the weekend, and then get used to like knowing how to do that, and give your moon just some alone time. If you can't do it a little bit every day, a little bit every other day, every time the moon is in a water sign, which is 4 times a month, 3 times a month, or any time that it's Monday, Moon's Day. All of those would be great times to do it. Okay, good. Donnie says, I feel like I'm about to reframe turning 60 in April. Instead of, oh my God, I have not yet achieved XYZ, reframing to be thankful that I'm being led to explore XYZ. I've just been feeling so sad. Hey, Donnie, the hubs turned 60 this week. It's real. That's a biggie. That's a biggie. So allow yourself the feelings that you're having, and also know that on the other side of that turning, it feels better. Because what's happening until you get to that turning 60 is all of this like, oh my God, I'm ending another decade. I'm ending another set of 10 years during which I didn't, like you said, XYZ. And just know that getting on the other side of that and reaching 60, it's like a whole new playing field, and it actually feels good. So allow yourself to really wallow in some of what you're feeling right now, knowing it's not going to feel this way in a month. Okay, can you do that? I think it will feel like wringing out a sponge when you get to the other side of your birthday. But until then, let that sponge soak up all the muck, because there's a lot. Also, look at it as a cycle ending, and you're not interested in bringing new things over into 60. Like you're not interested in bringing the old things over into 60 where all the new stuff is. When we turn 60, it is a new profection cycle. It starts a first house profection cycle. So turning 60, turning 48, turning 36, turning 42, turning 48, turning 60, turning 48, turning 36, turning 24, not 42, turning 12, each of those, turning 72, turning 84, turning 96, each of those starts a first house profection cycle, a new 12-year cycle. So you're closing off things that you started when you turned 48. It is a big deal. It is a 12th house season of your life until your 60th birthday. So be okay with like cleaning up a lot of muck that you're not inviting into the age 60 to age 71 timeline, because that's where you're headed. Yep. Oh, the spell was for something else. Okay. Got you. All right, beautiful people. Still such a baby at knowing how to read all of this, but I have the chart you once did for me pulled up. Good job, Donnie. I got you, babe. Waited until November retrograde was done before we listed. Okay, Joan. Then just Rachel will know a timeline based on when you put it on the market. You may have already talked with Rachel, and I know you're going to be meeting with her again. Does it make sense, Donnie? Yeah. I think I'm going to do another live stream about perfections. I did a webinar a few years back, and it is still available at the library of all my webinars, or some of my webinars. I've moved some to the new platform, and some are still at the old platform. We're also trying to close off an old house, but still have a lot of things going on at the old house. And so in terms of our platforms for all the online things, same, Joni, same. But what I want to mention specifically about perfections is those 12-year cycles are no joke. And getting into a new one at age 60 is a big deal. And I think that I will probably do a live stream here in the next couple of months, all focused on that with some slides and everything, because I think those are really good and helpful conversations that we have. Okay. All right, beautiful people. Anything else, please bring them back around to the comments for the replay. Give yourself lots of love, lots of grace. Remember, during Mercury retrograde, communication is snagged. So double check, triple check, all the things. Be filled with grace. One of my clients calls it Mercury retrograde, which I love, because it is our opportunity to show grace to everything that gets snagged or goes wrong. I think that's kind of a beautiful way to take a look at it. And just more than anything, take good care of yourselves. Hydrate, even though it's no longer eclipse season. Take good care of yourself, because the world is a lot. And please continue to support independent journalism, because the corporate buyouts and the structures around what used to be our go-to news sources is becoming more and more corrupt by money and political sway. So find some really great independent journalists that you love. I have a few that I will link in the description here. If you've stayed to this point, thank you for sticking to the very end. I will include my favorite sources for independent journalism that I follow here at YouTube in the description of this video when I come back around and do the edits. And I turn my notifications on for a few of these folks, because they don't put like shocking titles and try to get like, bah! use all the extreme, scary stuff. They're just like, here's some straightforward news. Here's some straightforward information. I'm going to be dispassionate about it as I deliver it because I want you to just know what's up. And then that's it. And I'm like, yes, thank you. My nervous system really appreciates that. I like to know what's going on, but not from a place of capitalism, if that's at all possible anymore. Okay, you are absolutely welcome. I am glad when you can make it live as well. Excellent. Love. Oh, Vio, good to see you, sweetheart. Yeah, lurking good. Too overwhelmed by my chart to distill down to a question. Well, I will see you in our chatty chat spaces, Discord, and my texting app. I'll go back around and do a lap at my texting app this afternoon. So if you want to bring up anything to me there, you certainly can. All right. Love you. I appreciate you to the moon and back. Love you all so much. It is an absolute treat to get to spend some of my time with y'all. I really do appreciate getting to see you all. Take good care of yourselves and one another. And I love you. And I will now stop the stream. See you next time. Bye.